All right, we just got the announcement and reveals of the Star Wars Summer Wave coming in August. So I'm just gonna look at all these pictures that are on the website and kind of give my thoughts and reaction to them. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so starting with the V19 Torrent Starfighter. This one, honestly, is not my favorite of the wave, but it looks good. Mainly the figures. The figures look good. The set, it looks really small. You're going to see that with all of these. Pretty much everything looks pretty downscaled, and I think that's kind of hurting this one. And if you think about it, this has a few more pieces than the ARC 170 that just came out, but I guess it's $5 cheaper with more pieces, but it looks a lot smaller. It does not look like it has more pieces than the ARC 170. They must be a lot more small pieces or something, because this looks tiny. I thought this wing here was supposed to kind of be in line with these two, not further back. But maybe I don't know the source material well enough. Let's find the figures, because that's the main thing. Oh, the main thing about this set is the figures for sure. Now these look really good. I really think we could have used some dual molded legs for both of these. And that's another thing you're gonna see with all of these sets. I don't know if there's any dual molded legs in all of these Star Wars sets, which is crazy to me. There should be some dual molded legs. That would have been perfect, I think, for these two. But, you know, it is what it is. The figures do look really good. Besides the legs, they look really good, especially this arm printing on Obi-Wan. That is very, very cool. And the new helmet for this pilot. Very happy to see that. Yeah, it just looks tiny, this whole thing. I'm sure the build is solid and, you know, matches the current design standards, but it looks small. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because this is not the one I am most looking forward to, and there's a bunch to get to, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump on to the next one. We have the Force Burner Snowspeeder. Again, another one that I'm not personally really interested in, but it does look pretty cool. A lot of people are talking about this new molded cockpit or like windshield piece. So that looks good, you know, the figures look good, pretty well detailed. This character looks the most interesting to me. Definitely an interesting color scheme that we are never gonna see ever again, probably. So if you like unique things, this probably speaks to you a little bit more. But yeah, it's kind of fun getting an orange lightsaber, purple lightsabers, you know, stuff we don't normally see is always fun. And hopefully this is foreshadowing us getting an actual Snowspeeder soon, now that we have this molded piece. And as you'll see in one of the later ones, we have the Galactic Marines, and that mold for their helmet piece might also work for some snow troopers. So the combination of some of these things kind of points towards us potentially getting some Hoth sets soon. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on to the next one. So here we have the Jango Fett Starship, or the Slave One. This is interesting because I think this is the first time we've gotten a play scale version of the UCS set the same year as a UCS set. Now, I guess I could be totally wrong on that. I actually don't know. I just don't personally remember that happening, but it very well likely could have happened. But it's kind of fun. You know, we went, 20 plus years without seeing this at all, and then we get 2 in 1 year, which is really nice. Now, the build itself, I don't really care about. It's really downscaled. It doesn't really compare to the UCS version, which is minifigure scale, or closer to minifigure scale. So, you know, the color scheme is nice, but it's kind of sad when you know that UCS version is going to be right next to it on shelves. But the minifigures, this Lama Su is really nice. We get a new molded headpiece for that, and I am really happy with how this looks. The Jango Fett, I know it's pretty controversial what side you're on, if you like that this is different than the UCS one, or if you wish it was the same. Personally, I would have rathered them be the same. I just like always getting the best version of the character that we can. And I understand, you know, you can't please everyone. And I know there's good arguments for why the UCS set should have a unique minifigure. But personally, I kind of lean towards wanting to have the best version of every minifigure. So I am kind of sad that this is not the one with arm printing, but I totally understand why that might not be the case. This boba, I think, looks all right, apart from the hair. If they had just fixed the hair, then I think it would be a pretty good minifigure, in my opinion. But that's it for this set. Let's go ahead and jump on to the next one. So we have the Battle Pack, our 327th Star Corps Clone Troopers Battle Pack. So this set, the running theme with all of these is that they're crazy overpriced. And this one might be the biggest culprit of that. The 327th Troopers are really nice to get. These are ones that were my favorite when I was growing up. So this is like something I've always wanted. And the new pauldrons, the pauldrons look really good here. The new mold, they're plastic. The helmets printing looks really good to me. But again, you don't have waist capes. And they're printing this little thing on the front, but not on the sides. It doesn't make sense to me. You know, a lot of people complain about the helmet holes and, you know, just all these different things, that the printing and whatever. I like the printing. I don't care about the helmet holes. They're fine to me. But this printing, just a little bit printing here on the front, but not on the sides, and it just does not look good. They really could use some of those cloth waist capes. I like the figure except for that, and that's kind of sad to me. Really, if they just fixed that one thing, it would be great. And maybe even dual molded legs might solve the problem. I don't know for sure if that would solve it or not. But if you just dual molded the legs and then had some white printing here on the front, then I feel like that would solve the issue. It just really bugs me that this printing is only on the front and then the side is just fully white. It's not convincing to me. But I am very happy to get these figures. Honestly, I probably would have rather them not print this at all, just so we can have plain legs, rather than just do this tiny little stripe on the front. Just my opinion, but, you know, I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments. Do you like that they're printing this little bit on the front? Do you wish they would do dual molded legs? Do you wish they would bring back the cloth waist capes? And then we get 3 battle droids. Nothing too crazy. This little walker looks pretty good to me. Another spider droid. I don't know how many of those we've gotten, quite a bit. But yeah, for $45, yikes, that's crazy. I'm curious what the piece count is for the battle pack we just had, the last Clone Battlepack. That came with the droids and the clones, because honestly, I think that was $30, and it might have had more pieces. I have to double check that, but yeah, this is crazy. There's no way I would ever pay $45 for this. I'm sure it's gonna go on sale, so I'm just gonna have to wait for that. But yeah, I am happy that this set exists. Just really sad about the price and the no waist capes. All right, let's keep going into the last 2 biggest sets. We have the Republic Juggernaut, or the Turbotank. And I'm really happy this set exists because the Galactic Marines. That's really pretty much it. Turbotanks are cool. And I know this should have been something else. I don't remember what it's called, a UT-AT or something. I don't know. I don't know my Star Wars ships well enough. And of course, that would have been better. You know, I think pretty much everyone agrees. But especially then getting a downsized Turbotank, that is really not ideal. But the Galactic Marines and Commander Bakara are really nice to finally have gotten. Again, with all of these sets, I don't really care at all about the set itself, at all, in any of these. It's just the minifigures. And honestly, I'm probably not alone in that. I'm guessing there's a lot of other people like me. The minifigures look great. This new dual molded helmet piece looks really good to me, and it's probably going to be used soon for some snowtroopers. This helmet looks a little chunky to me, but Not the worst. And again, same thing with this and the waist capes. They're supposed to have red waist capes, and you can see they have a little stripe there, but the side of it is just all white when it's supposed to be like all dark gray and red. And man, it doesn't look great. I feel like they should have had dual molded gray and white legs, gray on the top, white on the bottom, and then printed some of that red on top of the gray. And that would have been perfect. Either that, again, or cloth waist capes. That, I think, is the preferred method. But since they're not willing to do that, at least give us the printing. At least, come on. We're spending $160 for 800 pieces is insane. Especially for this teeny Turbotank. And no, not great minifigures. I understand, we're finally getting Galactic Marines for the first time, and that's awesome. I've wanted those forever. But my goodness. Okay, the top half looks great, like perfect. I don't think there's anything I would change in the top half. It's just the legs. Just the legs could use some TLC. Ki-Adi-Mundi looks good to me. Probably pretty similar to the last version. Oh, I just noticed they're using this like silver or metallic colored blasters. I don't know if that's new or if they've been doing that, but I like it. That's cool to me. Turbotank looks downsized, really small. These, I believe, are 2x4 transparent blue plates, which is new to me. I don't know if that's existed before, but I've never seen those before. And that stood out to me because I could think of so many uses for transparent plates like this. So hopefully we start seeing those in more sets because I could use a ton of them. And you know, maybe eventually on the Pick a Brick wall, and I will get boxes and boxes of those. Yeah, you can see right here, it's just a 2x4 transparent blue plate, which is new to me. So very cool that that exists. Hope to get more. Okay, let's jump on to the last one because I am dragging on here. Here we have the Battle of Fallujah Separatist MTT. Okay, so a lot of people are happy we're getting Separatist sets. That's great. I think it is good that we get Separatist sets. It's just not something that I'm personally interested in. I like the clones. I don't really care about the droids. I just like having clones. So I'm happy that this guy right here exists. And then Ayla Secura. We finally get another version of her. Yeah, same thing. I'm not going to repeat myself too much because the legs are not acceptable to me, and I think he really could have used some arm printing. But I think the helmet looks good. I think, you know, the pauldron, of course, looks good. Printing looks good. It's just the legs. Really not sure about that. And then we get these commando droids. I'm surprised they went with the gunmetal gray color instead of brown. I don't know what's more accurate, but that just stood out to me as an odd change to make. Comes with a 6-7 battle droids, including the pilot guy. Maybe could have used more, but I guess when you think about it, it only has 2 actual minifigures in this, I think, $160 set. Yeah, $160 and only 2 minifigures, especially when I'm not really interested in the set itself, is kind of rough. You know, this is all I'm interested in right here, and I don't really care about any of the rest of this set. So, not one I'm probably going to get. I might try to get these minifigures eventually somehow, but not planning to pay for the set for sure. It opens up in the back, it looks like. Yeah, it does look pretty small, because I think on some of the older ones, you could fit more droids than this in the little part that comes out there. It looks pretty well tiled and polished. Not as many studs, I feel like, as you've seen in the past. All right, showing the little top there, how that opens up. Yeah, 976 pieces for $160. It's better than the Turbotank a little bit, but not much. Yeah, so very exciting sets that we're getting. A lot from episode 3, which is really fun for me. That's what I want to see. Just really sad with the execution of the builds and then the prices of the sets is really sad to see. I'm only interested in the minifigures for these specific sets. And yeah, at those price points, there's no way I can be buying these giant price tags just for some minifigures. So I'm gonna have to figure out some other ways to get my hands on them, on the ones that I'm interested in. But let me know in the comments if these sets are speaking to you, if these are sets that you're interested in, and let me know what's your favorite. But that's gonna do it for this quick little reaction video. Thanks for watching. Here's another video in the meantime. I'll see you in the next one.